This is the JAVELIN 2.0 VSlinger Slingpack by Vanquest. What can you say about a pack like this? There's so many different packs out there, so many different sizes. Trying to find one which isn't too big, because you know what happens, you get a big pack and you're just tempted to cram it and it's going to weigh a ton. But something like this, you can see from the size of my hands, it isn't that big. So that's going to fall into quite a few categories that people actually like. You're looking at around 16 inches from top to bottom. The width, including the pocket on the side, is roughly between 10 and 11 inches. So it's not a big pack. And the depth total, you're looking at between 7 and 8 inches. This is, I would say, about 60% filled. It's not 100% filled. So the sizes might bulk out a bit more, we just don't know. So, I think, where do I start? There's so many things on here. It's crazy. It really is crazy. Obviously you've got some molly systems if you want to put extra stuff on there. On the front, on there, on the sides, it's everywhere. Even on the belt. You really could, proper max this out, So let's try and do this without getting lost, because it is like a freaking TARDIS. You've got a pouch in the front, and you can see from the size of my hand, it's just disappeared all the way in there. And one of the best things I like about this is the insides. And I know it sounds weird. I don't know about you guys, but when you're out in the outdoors and it's dark, or it's getting dark, and you have to get stuff from inside your pack, it makes a lot of sense to make it like that. In low light conditions, you don't really need a torch because you've got this inside, and it's good gear as well. It really is. It's high visibility, lightweight, 210D ripstop nylon, and that ain't gonna fall apart. It's tough. It really is tough. So you've got some paracord pull loops on all of the zips throughout, and you've got a pretty funky press stud attachment there as well. So let's go on to the top. Incidentally, these are quite a good feature. I quite like these. If I can hold up to the camera, you see these? When you pull them together, you can put like a padlock through them to secure it. And you think, okay, yeah, that's good, but what about getting into the zips and getting it that way? Now, this is one of my most favourite things about this pack, is the zips. Can you see the zips there? They're pretty much sealed. I would say that's really, really water repellent. I'm not sure about waterproof, I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know. And also, it's quite secure, because sometimes if you do need to get into zips, you can have all this locked, not a problem. All you need to do is just break that and just pull the zip open and you're in there. But with this, you might be able to do it, you might not, but if you did, I reckon it'd be a bloody hard job to do it. So from a security point of view, aeroplanes, such like, excellent idea. And I quite like these as well. You can chuck all sorts on there, and also you can actually adjust it, really tighten it down. That's all integrated as well. I just love the attention to detail of this stuff. And also you've got like a semi-secret stash pocket in there. You can chuck all sorts in there. Put essentials in here, like a hip flask. But you see what I mean? This has got so many compartments in here, I can't stress how many. And this is elasticated as well. So you can think of all sorts of EDC items and whatnot you can put in there. So that is just a brief, very, very brief look. And what I like about it is the zips, they open and shut real quick and easy. There's no like snagging, but they run really smooth. And that's important, The last thing I want to do is faff around trying to open and shut. It's simple. It really is simple. And you've got like an organiser and compartment on the side there. You can put pens, I don't know, you might put light sticks in there, some torches maybe, put your car keys on there so they don't get lost. And incidentally, when I looked at this the other day, I don't think I've seen anything like this before. It's like a ball and socket joint there. Look at that. That's just neat, isn't it? And it's not too hard to press down. You know, you're not going to be really trying to get it off in cold weather. It's just right, the tension on there. All I've done, incidentally, before I go on any further, I've packed this pack for the premise of going to the woods for an afternoon relaxation time. Food, water, someone asleep, etc. All the basics. And some hand wipes, antibacterial, always a good idea. But you can see all the pockets in there. You can fit your whole hand in that one. Man, it's crazy. So, if you want something with lots of compartments, you're pretty much sorted with some of this. And I quite like these as well. These are quite heavy duty too. There's nothing worse than little flimsy things on the outside of your kit. So, one of the good things about this, which really does set it amongst most packs, and I can say most packs, this is actually 1000D mill grade Cordura. Yes, Cordura. Cordura, do some research on Cordura and you'll see how bloody tough that stuff is. So obviously a Cordura, a tough long lasting fabric which is water repellent as well. They coated it in Teflon. No brainer. Teflon, absolutely incredible stuff. The water's just going to run straight off of it. Made by a company by DuPont, so mate, this screams quality, it really does. So I'm just trying to look around this because I don't want to miss anything out. As I said, there's so much stuff on it. Let's just move that out of the way to get access to this. And you can get quite a lot in there. You can fit a 3 litre bladder pack in there, no problem at all. Or if you're that way inclined, you can conceal carry in there. It's a perfect place. It's a nice little grab stash compartment right there. So in case you're wondering where's the other strap, yes, this is a sling bag. And it just slings over one shoulder. Left or right, you can choose whatever one you want. And what I like about this, the padding, I haven't seen this before. Most padding on the back, it just seems to come up and over. But this, I don't know how they've done it, but it seems to sort of go like this. It graduates from here. It's not a big sharp it's gradual. It's very, very comfortable. It's not going to be digging in anywhere. And also, like I said earlier when I said about the bladder pack, you've got loops there so you can actually secure your hydration pipe or hose on the front there. And it just goes to prove it is genuine Cordura. Top quality gear. This is no cheap stuff, this is proper gear this. And of course you've got more attachments there to put carabiners and hang kit off of you and all the rest of it. Now this I like. I've seen buckles similar to this on another pack I reviewed about a year or so ago. It's got a lock on there, but the other pack had a really flimsy little lock and I wasn't really sure about it. But this, check this, you press it down and press it. Nice and simple. It really is. You don't have to press hard either. You haven't got to press gently, it just seems to be just right. It's a good quality one as well. You just touch it, look at that. Freaking love that idea. Everything is totally adjustable. And that just comes around the side for extra support if you need to carry heavy gear. Which I suppose, as I said, you know, the stuff that I've got in here, it's not heavy, it could be heavy, depending on your own personal taste really. The back padding on there is really well thought out. I like the way they've done this stitching as well, so when it is stuck onto your back and it's a hot day, you have got some sort of ventilation along there. It's not just one big solid panel, stuck to your back, going to make you sweat like a bitch. You've got a really generous drain hole there, so if everything gets soaking wet you can just hang her up and it's just going to dry drip dry a lot quicker. So you got like a little hippo pad on the side there for extra comfort. And I must say this, you do know you're feeling good quality fabric on this as well. I really love it. So this is the first for me. I mean, look at the design of the zip. Can you see? It's not a straight one. I quite like it. Again, you got the same pieces on the zips there to secure it via a padlock. Comes right open there. Now, I don't know how best to show you this. Probably this way. Can you see in there? These sections here, they're all velcroed, which means you can take it off and put them wherever you want. So, as I said, what I wanted to do is just to pack this ready for when I go down to the woods with my granddaughter or something, have a cup of tea, etc, 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 a hammock there. It easily fits a Swedish Army mess kit there. As I say, you can get them absolutely tailor-made, so it's nice and snug. So when you are like running around with it, it's not going to be rattling around everywhere. And you know the size and the weight of these little bad boys. So that is actually full of goodies for lots and lots of drinks, fires, etc. And this as well, I'm absolutely loving this. I'm going to do a review separately on this because it bloody well deserves it. This is Vanquest's, it's their first aid carry system. I'm not going to show too much about it now because, as I said, I want to go into another video review. You got some water in there, you can, honestly, you can put anything you like in there, move it around anywhere you like. I think this would be good also for photography. If you're into your wildlife, you can put your SLR lenses, all sorts of stuff like memory cards and whatnot. You can just store it. You've got to try not to knock it off all the table there because there's loads of stuff everywhere. You've got a side compartment there. It's nice and simple and clean. You've got compartments on there and there. It's incredible, to be honest. It's a big Velcro wad on the inside there. As I say, you can take these off. That's all it is. It's quite padded as well. It's tough. It's not like flimsy stuff. It really is tough. So you've got 3 of those in there, and you can compartmentalise it as you wish, really. So you can put anything you want in there. Make it all nice and secure, which is a brilliant idea. The last thing you want is having all your bloody expensive and important kit in a bag, rattling around everywhere, getting scratched, damaged, making a noise, whatever. You really can secure it quite well in there. So let me see. And you've got a huge section here, and I'm pretty sure you can fit a laptop in there. 14-inch screen will go straight in there, no problem at all. And as I said, on the back part there, you're going to have your bladder system just come through and attach. Just love it, really do love it. So you can think of all sorts of ideas you want for this. And incidentally, if you wanted a radio in here, you can have a radio, and what the radio will just poke through there like this. There it is. That's like a self-seal as well, so that will stop a lot of rain getting in there. On the top you've got quite a cool carry handle as well, which is all nice and padded and soft. So if you have got to grab it quickly and it's heavy, it's no problem at all. I mean, usually you can get away with it if it's just this for a little while, but if you had to carry this for quite a long time with the weight in there, this is going to be a lot more beneficial to your hands than just plain webbing. So they really have covered a lot of thought processes behind the design, which is great to see, to be honest. There's not much more I can say about it really. I wanted to sort of give you some pros and cons of what I think about it, and there's I can't think of any cons if I'm honest. The pros are brilliant, the quality's there, the stitching's there. I really do like the zips, the way they seal together, and you know, with the little ideas with the padlock going for the zips, cool idea. I know it's been done before, but you don't really see it on kit like this, really, to be honest. You see it on Samsonite and stuff like this, but it just goes to show the quality of personal carries going these days. So yeah, it's great. You know, the more you look over it and the more you think of ideas, what you want to put in there yourself, you can put knives and torches and writing terrain pads. I mean, I've even got a hammock there, an ultralight small hammock. Fits in there no problem at all. So, you know, you've got your mess kit, you've got your hammock, you've got your first aid kit, you've got all of your food and your water and drinks here as well. You've got anti-back properties, and if you really want to chill out, you've got a good drink as well. So, you know, whatever you want to put in there, you know, it's entirely up to you. Of course it is. You could, I'm not sure if you can buy these separately. I mean, you can have loads of these and fill it up with magazines if you're going down a range for the day. Excellent idea. It's really cool. So, we haven't looked in here, have we? So if you open this, yep, it's like a TARDIS, as I said, there's even more. So you've got a great big huge, it covers the entire pouch there. As I said, I've got all sorts in there. Got my gloves in there, NI gloves, good idea when you're handling hot stuff. It's a quite big, it's pretty much this size pocket and this size pocket is the same size as this. So it just goes to show how much gear you can get in there. Got my hot chocolate, a few wipes in there, stirrers, comedy match, got flashlights in there. It all fits pretty much a piece of cake, as you can see. Door key, you know, whatever you want to put in there. And also you've got to have a pouch under there. Oh, and it's crazy, right? It's insane the amount of pouches and over 30 different compartments. I think personally you would struggle to fill this to the max. You know, every single pocket has something in there that's going to fit and it's going to serve a purpose. If you could do that, man, do a video on it because it's going to look awesome. I just scratch my head on what else I can put in there. It's insane. I mean, you can easily put an iPad in there, a 14-inch screen laptop in there. Obviously in here you can put your cell phones and stuff, or mobile phones. And the way these attach as well, with the old poppers on there. That's a great idea. So yeah, I was thinking of pros and cons. I love the zips. If there was one thing I'd like to see is where these poppers are. Once there's stuff in there, sometimes it might be a bit of a pain to get it open. If there was just like a little bit more of a pull on there, just to make it easier to get it off. Because sometimes, you know, just doing that isn't going to do it. I tend to put my finger underneath and push it open like this. Obviously when it's packed full and you can't get to it easy, it might be a bit of a struggle. So that's one thing that I would change if it was me. Other than that, man, it's just a silly little minor thing, but you know, I've got to be honest, right? I've got to be honest. And all I can say is it is extremely well made. It really, really is. I'm not just saying it. I mean, the last thing I want to do is just say, yeah, it's really, really well made, and loads of you guys decide to go out and buy it if you really, really want to, and then to find out, you know what, it's not actually well made, it's falling apart. But it really, really is. It's quality gear. And for the price as well. You know, to get something this quality, hard wearing, I don't know how they do it for so cheap, to be honest. They actually design it in the USA as well. Quality materials. It's lightweight as well, it's not heavy, which is surprising considering of the quality of the material that I've used. Yeah, solid bit of kit. So yeah, if you want to stick that on your push bike or on your motorcycle, just sling it over. And one of the good things about this is pretty much like the other pack that I've done. Once you've got it over your shoulder and you can slide it round, you can turn it around and you've got access to all of this from it being in the upright position, if that makes any sense. Do you know what I mean? You've got it on your back and you slide it around, straight onto your front, you can open it and gain access to all of the compartments. You gain access to all of it, every single thing in there. All of the pockets and zips are there. Even this, you can gain access to this once it's actually on you. You know, you're still walking around. It's brilliant. It's a great design. Absolutely love it. So I'm trying to fault it. I'm looking at you know, faults. Mate, I can't. You got a carry system there. It's amazing. I mean, look at the quality of the stitching here. Let's have a close up. Look at the quality of the stitching there, where it needs to be strong. You could just tell that it's good gear, yeah? It really is. Yeah, it's awesome. You've got an elasticated idea so you can tidy it all up. Everything's fully adjustable. And also I like the way that they've rounded this before the quick release there, because that's going to be used in bent and angles. So the idea that that's doubled over there is cool. I love that. I'm sorry about the lighting in here, by the way. I don't know why it does that, but I really wanted to do this outdoors, but we've just got so much on our plate we just can't leave the house. It's ridiculous. It's work, come home, just can't get out. And when I do go out, it's dark, and you know what it's like filming in the dark. So I think that's pretty much it. So, you know, if you are interested in getting something like this, think what you're going to put in there, and if it is suitable for you, then, you know, I can thoroughly recommend it. Oh, look at that. It's all glow in the dark pretty much, isn't it? That's great near night time, as you can see. You can open it up. You really don't need a light because it's so light in there, you know. And with these big Velcro panels, you can just stick these anywhere you want in there. It'd be great to have loads lined up and have loads of bloody AR-15 mags all the way along there. 30 round mags maybe for AKs. Perfect. Really nice. And I'm pretty sure it'll take the weight as well. It's so strong. And yeah, the best thing for me is these zips, because there's nothing worse than having a pack where the zips are open and it's hammering with rain. Most of your gear is going to get wet if you don't put bags and everything. With these, I'm going to go on a punt and say you probably don't need to put bags inside. For, you know, for heavy, if you're walking on Brecon Beacons like 24 hours straight in the hacking rain, then yeah, it's going to get wet. But how many people can do that in real life? You just use common sense if you need to. You're going to be putting bags in there anyway. But that zip's going to stop a lot of rain and stuff getting in there. It's brilliant. I really like it. So there you go. I'm not sure what else I can show you. I just can't believe the amount of zips and stuff in there. And you can tell pretty much the size of it as well. There we are. You're getting a good look at this now, aren't you? So Molly's great. Everything's Molly these days. You can put another pouch on there. Hell, even that'll go on there as an external kit. These come all colours and sizes as well. Yeah, I really do like it. It's a good bit of kit. So I hope that's helped all of you guys who have been asking me to see the review in this. I've had it a while, and I've been putting stuff in there, taking stuff out, having a think about it, you know, really having a good look over it to see if there's any faults. And to be honest, I can't find any faults with it. I really can't. So if you guys have used sling bags before and you're used to them, mate, I can't recommend this highly enough. If you've never used a sling bag before, it's different. Dare I say it. My advice, if you've never used a sling bag before, by all means get one and try it, but on the first couple of outings, don't make it heavy. Just make yourself get used to it, you know, when you're going out and about. And once you're really comfortable with it, make sure that you've properly adjusted every single thing so it's good for you and you're confident and comfortable with it. Then start putting some more weight in there and gradually, you know, adjust it if you need to. Because the last thing you want to do, if you've never used a sling bag and you fill it up with as much weight as possible and go out running with it, you could come unstuck because you haven't had time to get used to it and adjust it, you know. So that's my advice if you're thinking of getting something like this. So there you go, that's my overview. It's not a review yet because I've never used it. I only review stuff after I've used it. So I'll call this an overview or a tabletop overview. And there you go, that's the JAVELIN 2.0 VSlinger Slingpack by VanQuest.